Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, Manatee County detectives continue to investigate a home invasion in the eastern portion of the county that left one man dead and his neighbors shocked. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo spoke with some homeowners in that community about the attack.
Well, Adam, it was 1 o'clock early this morning when deputies responded to a burglary in progress at the home about 50 yards behind me. The cause of death is not being released at this time, but they are calling it a homicide. On a remote street in East Manatee County, a home invasion, leaving 54-year-old Dwayne Hutchinson dead in an upstairs bedroom. When deputies initially arrived on scene, they discovered Hutchinson's wife, who was also a victim, who told them two males entered the home and confronted her. She was transported to a local hospital and later released with no injuries. One neighbor who was afraid to reveal her identity says she was shocked when she heard the incident took place, and also says she didn't hear anything when it occurred.
Not a thing, and I live a few hundred yards away, and I have several dogs and never heard a peep out of them, never heard anything.
In the years she lived on the street, it was the first time anything like this has happened.
Not to my knowledge. My other neighbor said that the house down the street was broken into, but beyond that, I haven't heard of anything going on.
And not terribly afraid of anything like this happening again.
I mean, do you feel safe now?
Well, me and my 45, yeah.
Nearby residents taking the necessary precautions, while the sheriff's office is still investigating the incident. Reporting in East Manatee County, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
And down in Englewood, another community honoring another life that was taken too soon. Hundreds gathering at Lemon Bay High School tonight for the memorial service of 21-year-old Austin Hershey, who died, in a car crash last weekend along with 3 other young men. Services for Dustin Strong took place on Friday evening, while services are still being arranged for Keith Williams and Billy Solomon. The men were all killed when their car that they were riding in ran a stop sign and smashed into an SUV. The family in the SUV survived with just minor injuries. About 400 divers and snorkelers have submerged in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary today for an underwater music festival. The festival at Looe Key Reef along the world's third largest living coral barrier reef featured hours of aquatic focused music. What does that mean? Well, the theme from Little Mermaid, one of the songs playing, the Beatles' Octopus's Garden, and even the Jaws theme. The music was transmitted through waterproof speakers hung from boats. The event is tried to advocate for reef preservation. And if you're here on the Suncoast, some of you may have been underwater as well. That's because of the scattered thunderstorms. Let's head over to Wendy Ross for a first check on that weather.
Well, earlier in the evening, we did have some very heavy thunderstorms that were taking place around the Charlotte County area, and those have since dissipated. And we've got a couple of showers now located offshore. So if you're looking out towards the Gulf of Mexico, you can actually see them. But they're starting to dissipate as well, moving a little farther from the shoreline as well. But we've got some embedded thunderstorms right here, located well off the coastline, primarily just sort of right off the coastline of Venice. But we're not seeing those making a move towards the coast, so we don't have to worry about that for the rest of tonight. Heavy thunderstorms, though, were especially present right here around the Charlotte County area. We had over 3 inches of rain that's taking place in a very little time frame. And what we also had was some hail, frequent lightning, very gusty winds. That was earlier this evening. And so what we're looking at here for the rest of us was that most of the heavy rain stayed well east of the coastline. And we'll find out what we can expect for tomorrow's forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. The Palmetto Gun Show is back in town this weekend, kicking off today at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. The event bringing vendors, dealers, and private collectors from all across the state looking to buy, sell, and trade a huge selection of guns, accessories, and several harder-to-find items.
Lots and lots of variety. Any type of ammo you want, any type of guns you want, we've got it all. We've got cases, knives, everything you can imagine, right here in one building.
The gun show reopens tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and runs until 5 p.m. Once again, the show is taking place at the Bradenton Area Convention Center, located on Haben Boulevard in Palmetto. Well, local first responders were getting a moment of recognition this afternoon. Boast Volkswagen of Bradenton, located on 14th Street East, holding a cook-off for law enforcement, military firefighters, and EMT workers. It was a reminder that many of us appreciate all the work that they put in every day.
They're the ones who are running into the emergency, and we're the ones running out of it. You know, it takes a special kind of person, special human being, to be able to do that and to serve like that. So today, all we wanted to do was thank them for their service, thank them for what they do, and appreciate them.
It is the first event of its kind at the dealership. Boast Volkswagen has been serving customers in Hillsborough, Sarasota, and Manatee counties since 1963. Christopher Cobb was the first soldier killed in Iraq from Manatee County back in 2004, and on Saturday, his mother was given a special gift to celebrate her son's life from a Good Samaritan in the opposite corner of the state.
He was my #1 son.
Christopher Cobb is all over the living room of his mother Sheila's Manatee County home, but he hasn't sat in that room with her since 2004, the year the 19-year-old former Bayshore High student was killed in Iraq.
It's been 13 years since Chris died, and it's really something that somebody wants to do this to my son.
For no reason other than fate, Chris's story caught the attention of artist Cliff Leonard, a Vietnam veteran who now makes sculptures of Marines for the families they left behind, a passion project that started years ago in his hometown of Jacksonville.
I finished all those and decided I would maybe do all the ones in Florida. So that's what I started doing.
He called Sheila months back, asking for pictures so he could create a statue of Chris.
I just look at these guys as my little brothers, and I would like for their memory to live on as long as possible.
And Saturday, after much anticipation, Sheila and her son were reunited.
Oh my God. It's awesome. That's his nose and everything. Thank you for doing that.
In military dress and fixed in an eyes right salute, Chris Cobb is back home in Manatee County, though his mom says he never really left.
He's in my heart. He'll always be in my heart forever.
Cliff Leonard says through internet searching, he made a list of about 90 Marines in Southwest Florida that he wants to sculpt, and today about 35 soldiers are still left on that list. Well, the Drug Addiction Conference in Manatee County has wrapped up, leaving those in attendance hopeful for an addiction-free future. The Resonant Life Church in Bradenton hosting that first ever Freedom Conference, lending their support to those dealing with opioid addiction. Saturday featured several guest speakers sharing their own stories of struggle.
When I came home from that program, I had this urgency in my heart to help the community and help those that were struggling like I was.
My uncle was a huge part of my life. I didn't have a dad growing up, and seeing him go for 20 years using to getting sober and what God did in his life, I wanted that.
Florida has been highly publicized in the national opioid epidemic, according to a report by the state medical examiners. Opioids, mostly heroin and fentanyl, killed an average of 14 people per day in Florida during the first half of 2016. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, a tragedy at a popular music festival proves fatal, leaving the crowd stunned as bands continue to play unaware of what happened. And President Trump returning home from the G20 summit, a look at what came from today's meeting with world leaders.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
I don't understand why Tallahassee won't allow us to do what we think is best for our community.
Setting aside public dollars for charter schools, a new state law is putting pressure on local school districts. Will it improve education options or deal a blow to our public schools? I'm Alan Cohn. We'll hear what Suncoast school board members are saying about the change.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
His second foreign trip in office, a success, capped by the G20 summit in Germany.
Rex and I had a tremendous meeting yesterday with President Putin.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says the two presidents connected quickly and had positive chemistry, and Vladimir Putin seems to agree. Trump on TV, he said, is very, very different from the Trump in person. Absolute big difference. And Putin acknowledged that President Trump had made an issue of alleged Kremlin meddling in the U.S. election, saying, quote, the president paid a lot of attention to this. But Putin repeatedly denied the charge and claims President Trump accepted his denial. It seemed to me that he took it into account, said Putin, and agreed.
Mr. President, did the Russians lie about your meeting yesterday?
The president did not answer, and the White House would not publicly challenge Putin's claim. ABC News has also learned that the president's son, Don Jr., his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and former campaign chairman Paul Manafort held a meeting at Trump Tower with a Russian lawyer who has ties to the Kremlin. The previously undisclosed meeting happened just 2 weeks after Mr. Trump won the Republican nomination. In a statement to ABC News, Don Jr. said an acquaintance asked him to attend the meeting, and it was primarily about an adoption program. A source familiar with the meeting says the presidential campaign was not discussed. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
An investigation is underway tonight in another country after a horrific tragedy in Spain. An acrobat plunging to his death in the middle of his performance at one of Madrid's largest music festivals. Acrobat Pedro Monroy was dancing midair in a light box when he suddenly dropped 100 feet. And to make matters worse, after that accident happened, the concert did not immediately stop. The band Green Day taking the stage unaware that the tragedy had just occurred. The band later tweeted that we just got off stage at Mad Cool Festival to some disturbing news. A very brave artist named Pedro lost his life here tonight in a tragic accident. Organizers of the event say they didn't stop the show because they deemed it unsafe to have a large mass of people moving all at once. The investigation of what caused Pedro's fall is ongoing. Well, several Florida firefighters are heading west today as western states experience temperatures in the triple digits, fueling more than 40 major wildfires from California to Montana. In California alone, more than 3,000 people are on the front lines of blazes in a battle on the ground and in the sky. A blistering heat wave in Los Angeles breaking a 131-year-old record, while in many states the fires and high temperatures aren't the only concern.
In addition to the fire,
People will then, of course, be facing a power outage with the high heat. That can be a recipe for disaster itself.
41 firefighters from Florida left this morning, flying to Salt Lake City, Utah, alongside 3 additional crews from Puerto Rico and Georgia. And man, just looking at that fire footage, it's kind of a reminder that we were, I feel like, just there not too long ago, and now very different weather for us down here in Florida.
Different,
Yeah.
very different. Today, down in Charlotte County, for example, we had over 3 inches of rain, which fell in a very short time period, within about a 45-minute period, with very heavy thunderstorms that came on through. Severe thunderstorm warnings have been posted, and that was at around 4:30, 5 o'clock this afternoon. And now we are looking at a couple of showers located offshore, but throughout the day today, we had high temperatures that got right back up into the mid-90s, especially east. If you were along the coastline, our temperatures here were in the upper 80s for the most part, but places like Venice and Englewood did reach 90 for their daytime high. It's just that as soon as you started to get away from the coast, temperatures really heated up. And so right now our readings, or our daytime high officially, is 89 degrees. That's what happened at the airport, 76 the overnight low. And normally this time of the year, 75 for the low and 90 for the high. And it certainly feels a lot hotter than those actual temperatures are. It feels as though temperature readings are actually back up around 100 degrees for some locations. Presently it's 78 degrees. Our dew point humidity levels are very high. It's 78 degrees, and it is not going to go down much lower. Just so you know, this is about as cool as we're going to see for our area tonight. Southeasterly winds, they're nice and calm out there. We have fair skies for the most part, but we do have a couple of showers that are located offshore. They've just developed in the last hour, and they're actually moving away from the coastline. So we're not likely to see the showers developing along the coast for overnight time periods. In fact, we're going to keep our rain chances very low, but there is a 10 to 20% chance of rain, and then beginning at around 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to up those chances to a 40% chance of rain, and that's going to last for a little bit longer. So right now you can see some of the cloudy weather that we have. We had the earlier showers developing, especially around Arcadia and over into Charlotte County, and then everything began to move on up towards the north. That took place earlier in the day, and right now we are left with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, and we're not likely to see a whole bunch of rainfall developing until the morning hours tomorrow and back again during the latter part of the day. So this is how it's going to look like. We've got partly cloudy skies for us at this hour, and you'll notice a 20% chance of rain, and really keeping those rain chances low all the way through 5 o'clock in the morning. And then starting at 6, we keep that 40% chance of rain all the way until 10 o'clock, and then we taper those off again. So that's the way it's going to be. We've got high pressure out here in the Gulf of Mexico. A cold front well to our north, that's stalling out, and it's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be moving on into the state of Florida. Some showers are in advance of that front, but that's all that's taking place. And in the meantime, across the tropics, things are fairly quiet right now. We are watching one wave begin to dive into the Atlantic, not posing a problem at this point. And then this is the remnants of Tropical Depression number 4. It's actually going to be moving towards the west. It could bring us some more moisture back into our forecast towards the latter part of the week. That's something we'll just be paying attention to, but it's not developing. If you're heading off to the beach, winds will be out of the south at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet. And then over the next several days, we are going to be looking at our temperatures back up into the 90s, a 40 to 50% chance of rain for the entire forecast period. It's summer, Adam.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Sports is coming up next. Stick around.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Florida's coral reefs are declining. Bad news for our oceans and marine life. Fortunately, you can help, and you don't have to dive, you just have to drive. When you purchase Moat's Protect Our Reefs license plate, $25 goes directly to Moat Marine Laboratory, whose research, restoration, and conservation programs are helping this precious natural resource thrive once again. So get your Moat Protect Our Reefs license plate today. You just might hold the key to saving Florida's reefs.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
For the last 18 years, Samantha's Friends has been assisting people along the Suncoast who have been challenged by catastrophic illnesses or affected by autism obtain a service canine. We need your help. Please show your support by attending our annual Celebrity Gala brunch and fundraiser. Call Sammy Lee at 941-448-8558 for more information.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Monday at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
A cancer spike is linked to America's love of greasy food in HealthSmart.
Monday at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now, sports.
Pretty solid end of the week for the Rays as pitcher Chris Archer was added to the All-Star roster a day after Tampa Bay steals a win from perhaps the MLB's best pitcher right now, Chris Sale. And tonight it was another close one in this tough series with Boston leading up to that All-Star break. The All-Star game will be in Miami, where Adeiny Hechavarria started the season. Now he's making All-Star plays in Tampa Bay. Check out the extension as Hechavarria steals a hit from Hanley Ramirez in the second inning today. Rick Porcello was pretty tough on Rays hitters in this one. Jesus Sucre able to score the first run of the game on that sac fly in the second inning. And then it's Hechavarria back at it in the field, knocking down another line drive and then recovering for a spectacular throw to first. He helps Alex Cobb give up just 2 hits over 7+ innings. Alex Colomé gets his 24th save, and the Rays beat the Red Sox 1-0. Well, as if the Yankees needed any more reasons to be excited about their future, rookie Clint Frazier hitting his first walk-off home run in the 9th inning of today's game against the Brewers in just his 6th career game. Fellow rookie Aaron Judge just surpassed Joe DiMaggio's rookie record for home runs in a season with his MLB leading 30th on Friday. And now Frazier, the golden goose of last year's Andrew Miller trade but with Cleveland, seems to be coming along. His 3 hits and career-high 4 RBIs were a solid start in today's game. USA men's soccer playing their first game of the Gold Cup here in the States. 50th minute, Kellen Rowe with some dazzling footwork in the corner before finding Dom Dwyer from 9 yards out for the left-footed goal. Take another look at Rowe here, just slipping defenders, and Dwyer finishing it off in the box. He became a U.S. citizen just a couple months ago and scores in his 2nd straight international game. But in the 60th minute, it's Gabriel Torres whose shot is deflected, but it's Miguel Camargo who puts in the rebound. That would tie the game, and Saturday's game would end in a tie. It's the first time the U.S. has failed to win its Gold Cup opener. Well, for the 2nd straight year, the UFC will have to cancel its main event of the International Fight Week show. Amanda Nunes, the defending bantamweight champion, hospitalized today for unknown reasons. UFC President Dana White confirming that her scheduled title fight against Valentina Shevchenko that was originally scheduled tonight has been scratched. Last July, fighter John Jones was removed from his title defense 3 days before the fight for violating the anti-doping policy. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
I am a veteran. My victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
At DAV, we help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory was finishing my education.
My victory was getting help to put our lives back together.
DAV provides veterans with a lifetime of support.
My victory is being there for my family.
Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Some sad news out of Hollywood. True Blood actor Nelson Ellis has passed away. He played short order cook Lafayette Reynolds on the popular HBO show. The 39-year-old Ellis reportedly died after complications from heart failure. He also appeared in the movies Get On Up, The Help, and the Stanford Prison Experiment. HBO saying in a statement that it is extremely saddened by the actor's passing, calling his portrayal of Lafayette Reynolds groundbreaking. We'll ever wonder what former President Barack Obama is up to now that he's no longer commander-in-chief? Well, it appears he's taking photos with cute babies. This particular photo of the former president and 6-month-old Giselle going viral after Giselle's mom snapped the photo at Alaska's Anchorage International Airport Monday morning. She says they ran into Obama as he headed back home from vacation, the father of two, remarking how quickly kids grow up. and how quickly adults grow up sometimes when they hold high positions like that.
Oh my goodness!
Now,
I bet Giselle. She was so cute.
She's very cute.
So
yeah.
cute.
How stereotypical is that? The president kissing a baby, or former president rather?
Babies
Where was
are
that
always
on the
fun to
campaign
kiss.
trail?
They're always fun to kiss, anytime, anywhere.